Hi, this is Kaylin, and today I'm going to talk to you about choosing a cage for your bird. Of course, the bigger the cage you can do for a bird, the better. When you're looking at cages, for me, one thing that used to be confusing is the spacing. Basically, you're looking for spacing where your bird won't put its head through and get stuck, because then you could see that could really be a problem. They could hurt themselves. I've had one bird even actually get its foot stuck on one of the little doors. But so it's really important, even though it's the right size cage, it's really important to make sure. So this cage, for example, the spacing is 1/2 inch or less, and basically you could put any bird in at all. It's a corner cage, and you can see that it's pretty tall. I forget, I think it's over 64 inches, so it's over 4 feet, or maybe it's 4 feet and by almost maybe 3 by 3. So it's a really nice size cage. Ironically, I have small birds in there. I have, let's see if we can get them, lovebirds, and some of them are outside right now. But I do that because I really want them to have room, and there's their buddy. That's my Quaker, Coco. And because they were babies together, they are bonded, they're best buds, they're like a flock. So I really wanted for the lovebirds to have room to move around, maybe even fly, and they do. They fly down to the bottom, they fly back up, because I have enough lovebirds that they're not companion birds as much as they really are pets, in the sense that they're a flock, and they are certainly not wild birds that I could release, but I don't handle them near as much. So I really wanted them to have the space to feel really happy in their home, kind of thing. Next, I've got this cage that I'm very happy with. If my house were bigger, I would get another one. Because, well, that one I might do too if I had a really big house. This one's really nice. It's not quite, oh, that must be 5 feet. This one might be 4 feet. And it's like 22 by 22 or something like that. It's a fair size. This one, you can see the spacing is greater. It's 3/4 of an inch, so it's for a middle-sized bird. Generally speaking, when you have spacing that's 1/2 inch or less, you're talking anything like a lovebird or smaller. The parakeets, if you have finches, anything like that. With this guy, because he's a little bigger, I could do anything bigger, a larger bird, medium-sized bird, bigger and up. This cage actually belongs to our two conures, but they are outside right now. So it's a really nice cage because it gives them a lot of space, and it gives me space to put things in, the perches, different size perches, the rope, that bedding. There's Peppermint, watching, making sure that everything's cool. And it also has space up here for them to go up, and you can hang feeding bowls here. Sometimes they walk up, sometimes they hang out up there. It sort of depends. So that's also a nice size. This cage has been one of the best models. It's a total winner. It is the 1/2 inch or less, so it's perfect for the small birds, and it works really well for the cockatiels as well. Because cockatiels and budgies, generally speaking, get along really well because they're both very sweet, very mellow birds. They coexist nicely, so they are in here together. What I like about this cage is the nice, easy access doors. Oh, look at that. That's empty. And I think that, see, you can even do it with one hand. And that's Milo, who sometimes comes in too. Milo, I'll let you out after Peppermint's not down here. Because this cage has this patio door, because I don't know what else to call it, the birds really like it. They like hanging out there. I mean, if I leave that open and leave it down, they'll hang out. And they come and go, and they just love it. And there's Milo. Milo's ready to go. She's ready to get out. And it also has access up here. And there goes Milo. Okay. We'll keep our eyes open for... Here, watch your toes. We'll keep our eyes open for Kitty. Watch your toes, Milo. Are they all clear? Good. All clear. Okay. So this cage is fantastic because I have not had an escape artist make his or her way out. Lots of access. There's 4 dish doors. I also like hanging extra food. I love these hangy dishes. And I prefer metal, but the metal ones don't hang the same way. But anyway, it has 4 access doors. And so it's great. It has a stand, so it's A, high enough, and B, if I need it, there's space to store food or their blanket to cover them at night, anything like that. Access up above, that patio door, it gives me a lot of options, and it's a popular cage. As a matter of fact, I have 2 of these, and our budgie, when she was going to lay eggs, she walked into one of these and basically sort of said, this is my cage and this is my home. And sure enough, we gave her the cage because she kind of made it obvious a couple of times that that's what she wanted. And sure enough, she made a home and she had a clutch. As a matter of fact, now there she is. She had to give up her home because there were more budgies. 3 of her babies are in the cage we just saw. So she had to kind of give it up for them. This is a wire and powder coated cage because you always also have to watch the wiring. Since the birds will eat at anything, you always want to make sure that it's nothing that when they bite at it they'll get metal poisoning. That's not happened to us, thank God. I don't want to deal with it. It looks awful. They get sick. Not what you want. So this is nice because of the coating. I like this cage. It was relatively inexpensive. It also has a stand. Oh, see, and there's their blanket and an extra coconut. It has several access doors because it has 2 big ones here and here. And then there's also 3 access doors in the front. And you can see they're clipped because my conure can get in, and so can Milo, the Indian ringneck. And so we want to control that because she's trying to have a clutch again, and we don't want her disturbed. We really try to go out of our way to make sure that she has privacy and is feeling safe and secure. So down below, it also has those 3 doors, which makes it easy to put food in. But again, I really like those hanging dishes for whatever reason. And I like doing their water this way because it tends to stay cleaner than a dish. Somehow or another, when a bird has a water dish, they get poop in it every time. So this cage, I'm going to estimate it's 18 by, that's a little more than 12, maybe 15 by 20, something like that. And tall, it's got to be maybe 2.5 feet or something. I've been very happy with that cage because it has like a little ledge. You can see Phoenix up there hanging out. They really like it, and so it's a great cage for not only birds to live in, but also for birds to hang out and just be outside the cage. You can see right there, Nimbus is feeding Key Lime because he knows that she's laying a clutch, so he assists her. He's a great dad. He assists her by feeding her, and that's one of the things birds do. Again, this one, oh look, this one's even smaller. So this is even less than 1/2 inch, so ideal for the small birds. Right now, this is a temporary cage. It's just got 3 lovebirds so that they can be outside and enjoy a little nice weather. Again, less than the 1/2 inch, really small, so that these guys don't get hurt. But again, I do have to be careful because I have some birds that are smart, and I think they laugh at us. We can almost hear them go ha ha when they open the cage, as if nothing. This is, again, I said I had 2 of these. It's the cage that Key Lime, my budgie, had chosen for her first clutch. She just went in and acted like it was hers, and like, okay. So right now we've got some food down there at the bottom, but it has the 4 access, oh no, this one has 3. So 3 access doors to put the dishes in, to hang their water or food. And it has that porch that swings down, which I really like, and it also opens on the top. So it's really nice for them to have a cage where if you're going to let them be out a lot, which I am an advocate of, it's really great to have spaces like that where they can spend time on top of their cage or around their cage. I was surprised to find how much the birds like a flat surface. I kind of thought that they would want to hang out like on all dowels and wood, like, you know, horizontal or vertical, but a dowel, not a flat surface. And it turns out they really, really liked that flat surface. And then the last cage is over here. This is our canary's cage, and it is a really cute cage. Love it because it also has a stand. Again, it's that smaller bird size because I can't even get my finger in, so it's less than a 1/2 inch. It has 3 doors, and we are, instead of using one of the dishes, I like to hang the water so that it stays clean. It's, you know, it's great for him. It's easy to wheel out here so that he can be outside. And when he's outside, when we're home, he sings. So he's happier out here. I think they all are. So it depends on, of course, what kind of bird you have. The bigger the cage you can do, the better. And you could see, like, you know, my canary's in a fairly large size cage for just being one canary. But we believe in that, you know. We think it's really important. The canary doesn't get out. So, because for us, I've seen people who have the canaries like on their finger, and, you know, and that's awesome. But, you know, that's not how we relate with our canary. So, we really wanted him to have the space to be able to jump around. The biggest fan over there. So that, you know, it's a great cage for him. And when they are out here, because we have a pool, they have to be in their cage because we can't have them swimming over the pool and using it as a bathroom. That would be bad. But we do like for them to have some outside time if they can. It's important for them to have some sunshine, you know, that vitamin D factor, just like vitamin D is important for us. And I think it's really important for them to like their cage. And we have had some of our birds really give preferences. Hi, Abby. As to their cage. Hi, Abby. Can you say hi? Or are you too busy with your mouth? Hi, Abby. Hi, Abby. They, you know, I've had birds just not want to go in one cage, choose to go in another cage. They have their preferences, and they want to be where they want to be. They want to do what they want to do, that kind of thing. So I think it's really important to have the right cages for your birds and make sure that their environment is really a wonderful environment for them to live in, especially if they don't get out all the time, and it's hard to let them out all the time. I'm, of course, an advocate, and we try to let them out several hours a day, but it also depends on the bird. And for example, when we have these guys with their laying eggs, we don't let them out because they need that privacy. So I hope that helps you in choosing cages. I made the mistake of getting one cage for one of my first cages. Ooh, I'm trying to get them to focus for you. There we go. They're so loving with each other. My first cage was like $70. It was small. It was smaller than this, and it was awful. You know, so be sort of aware. And I think part of it, you don't know what kind of cage you want or need until you've had the experience of changing their water, changing their food, letting them out. You know, how much are you going to let them out? Do they need a space to be outside? That kind of thing, you know, outside their cage. But there are some pointers for what has worked the best for me and what I've liked. So for now, see you later.